All right, we should be live here. This is Nasty Neal. This is dinner.
And movie.
Yeah.
Right now we're having banana bread
It's a
and
hell of a dinner.
Americano.
Oh, it was good. My first plate.
Very nice. So, you just
Really nice day, too.
Very nice. It's not too hot. You got the umbrella. It's very nice. So we saw Mad Fate.
Bad fate. Yeah.
Really exciting for me because I really like Asian horror. It's unique. There's some humor in there. It's usually super graphic, supernatural stuff most of the time, which all those things work for me. Neil doesn't watch as much
No.
Asian horror,
No, I've seen very little.
so do we want to? Oh,
And oddly enough, I usually like the ones I have seen. I like the Korean ones of those.
so hang on a second. I'm gonna go in here and find the Once Upon a Time. Just reading the IMDb things.
I think it's good too. Yeah, we're here at Cafe Nero, which oddly enough, we went to a lot when we were in London. When I was in London with Michael and Sophia,
Yeah.
and Sophia, they were like, "Oh, it's really cool. Let's go here." And I was like, I can actually go here all the time. But I don't think they realize.
They don't have it.
I don't think so.
Oh.
And I did notice in the coffee shops out there, nowhere can you order a black coffee.
Oh, you mentioned something about this.
Instead of black coffee, it's an Americano, which is very weird.
This is. It's like a one.
I remember AMC actually had a pretty in-depth.
Did it?
Yeah, that's on the AMC app. Because on the AMC app, it said it was a drama, and so I almost didn't even click on it. It was funny because both of us were messaging each other at the same time. And we said, "Hey, this is good."
Yeah. Oh, here's one. Here's one traffic. I don't know if this is thorough is the one Neil's talking about, but brutal killer two-tongue becomes overwhelmed by his insatiable need for murder while a fortune master puts his sanity on the line to change the course of fate. Just came out.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I haven't really heard anything about it. I saw one person said when we were going to go see it, like it was a big letdown, but I quite enjoyed it. So
Yes.
I thought it was great, honestly. I thought the performances were awesome. It was really like, so there was like some weird comedy in it, but I thought it was like, also it was like sad, a lot of it. And it was interesting because as the description says about fate, and it seems like that must be a big part of their culture because everyone there really, even like the police, were like, you can't escape fate, which I thought was really interesting because if it was an American movie and someone brought this up, to the cops, they would immediately go to like, oh, this is superstition or whatever. So I thought that was really interesting to see, different cultures' thoughts on fate.
Yes. And yeah, I think that's you're totally right. There's like this underlying part of the culture. It's very spiritual. And at the same time, throughout the whole thing, you're kind of like, because this fortune teller guy,
Just click on comments, that way we can see them.
this fortune teller guy is so obsessed. He's like, seems like a really nice guy. He's trying to do the right thing, trying to help people, reading them their fortunes, letting them know if the shit's gonna hit the fan. But there's always the question of whether or not is what this guy is saying actually happening, or is fate is happening because of his influence on the people there? Because he's going to people and saying, do this, do this, do this. So is he, whether it's a supernatural way or not, just he's influencing other people's behaviors by his behavior and by getting them into beliefs of faith. Like this kid didn't really give a shit about it. That's what I'm saying. Things happen.
And I think sometimes movies like that will start like questions, so you don't know if it's real or supernatural stuff. But by the end, they like give you an answer, definitive answer, one way or the other. But I don't think this one did. and I like that about it. And there's also still the idea of madness, and they're not mutually exclusive. He could be right and still, as you know, may or may not drive himself mad, which is realistic because if you do have like you can read what's going to happen, or at least like that would not. I mean, that's going to weigh on you, and it would drive.
Absolutely. If you think that you have the fate of whether people live or die or commit murder, I mean, he was being very noble.
Right.
He was being a hero
Yeah.
because he was sacrificing himself and his own well-being. And
yeah, and some of the stuff is like so involved, you do think, oh, well, this is like some kind of crazy guy, but and then well, maybe there's truth to it. But either way, it was really really well made movie.
Great
and it kept me interested right even right at the beginning. The beginning is almost more comedic than a lot of the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And but that was interesting because it kind of set up, again, it was questioned right away, and then it also showed someone's like, hey, this has gone too far. This is kind of just stupid what we're doing. But then you also saw the importance of it because like if someone's on the brink of death, just like setting up like he wants a girl to pretend that she's dead to fool God, and doing that like she's almost like suffocating and stuff. So it's not just fun and games like some stupid little ritual that doesn't, even if it did work, what harm does it do? But like this was pretty
And I also like you mentioned the humor in the setup. It's like a perfect setup for the whole movie because it is got some humor in it. It's got the doubting, and it's also really morbid and dark. Like once the things start to set up, and she's in trouble, and she's like, I'm just gonna throw it out there. It's not too far into the movie. The woman dies, and you're like, wow, in a very short amount of time. Yeah, in a very short amount of time. You're seeing so much going on, and they set you up to think it's going to go in a direction, and then it's like, well, that's not going in that direction at all, and then there's like surprise, like, oh my god, that's so fucked up, and weird characters that you think are not going to mean anything end up becoming like big.
And all the characters are really flawed, but all interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a serial killer, and again, that's established pretty early on. And then like someone who's into serial killers.
I don't even know if he's into serial killers. But he's like since he was a child. That was so great too. Them saying, I actually wrote it down.
Well, I like that character too because it's a lot about the idea of mental health and like the supernatural, and is it a way to just, if you can't understand someone's mental health, like, oh, this is a supernatural thing, or maybe they are connected. So I like that.
And that's been, since
someone fighting their demons.
And that's been like human history where there's been any kind of spirituality at all. Is someone crazy? Are they possessed? Or what is it? And so the guy, the main fortune teller guy, says about one of the tragic killers. If he was born this way, is it his fault or fate's? And I think that's a big question, even if there's no kind of spirituality or fate at all, because the idea of like people who have antisocial personality disorder, aka sociopath, psychopath, there are some people that they're just, wow. Some people have a lot of trauma, but some people will go in one way, and some people go another. And what makes someone a killer? What makes someone not even just like a sick, dark killer who's like into blood and guts and treating people?
Yeah, and he's pretty dark, pretty creepy character at times. He's like, smelling, inhaling like the scent of the blood.
Yeah. And at first,
and it's hard to make a character like that, like I think, likable or sympathetic at all.
But they do it.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of like wondering which way are things going to go. It's just, I thought it was awesome. I just think it's just like you said, you just pay attention the whole time. You're constantly kind of like wondering what's going to happen next. You know, where's it going?
Usually, if it's a fortune teller character, it's like a really old person. You know, and I thought it was interesting that it's, you know, not, it's like maybe a middle-aged guy. You don't really see that normally in a movie, and he's fighting with his own, because he thinks, you know, eventually he's going to go mad, so he's fighting with that. And I like all of that. And some of the stuff, like, really is like, you know, just this why, like, you could see how, if someone would walk in on what all his things he's doing, like they would think, oh, this is just total insanity. And,
but as it kept him alive and sane all this time,
right.
because his family has, his parents were like mentally ill, like very much so, and he was raised in this environment. So that's another like nature versus nurture thing. But he's very paranoid that he is going to become mentally unwell, to the point of obsession where when his world starts to get shaken, he starts getting very concerned about, are all of my stuff, are all of my things in place? Are all of my, like, I have a mirror here, I have this thing here, I have this that, I have this lucky charm, I have all these like extreme. And as that all unfolds and you just see, like, what does this keep this guy alive this long and see, or is this his insanity? And he would be fine if he didn't do this. He could just not do this and just be and die. I just thought it was fantastic. Kept me questioning, kept me interested, just wanted to know what was going to happen with each of the characters.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable all the way through. You know, because there are some, like, you know, like not typical, but like a horror killer stuff. But a lot of it, that what was interesting was just the characters and, you know, seeing where they would go and what would happen to all of them. Really well, I really liked it a lot.
I don't know what else there is to say about it.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's got a wide release. We are lucky that this AMC shows. Oh, well, cool, because it's probably not one that, you know. Yeah. So if you get a chance, if it's playing somewhere near you, I'd recommend it highly. Yeah, and if it's not playing, you know, if it's streaming somewhere eventually, it's totally worth checking out.
Absolutely.
I think it's worth, you know, finding too. Not just like if it's easy to check out, but if I would go out of your way and see it.
That's a pretty. I think this is one of the highest rated.
I really like it a lot.
It's like seek it out, because it's not something you would always get. Like, we're gonna see Boards at the Meter.
Right, and that's playing everywhere.
Everybody's gonna be able to see that at any time. You never know, and this could be a short release too. Like, maybe it's everywhere this weekend, but it's out for like a couple weeks and then it's done. Yeah.
And we live in an age now, if it does well, sometimes that they can extend it. So.
Yes, so that would be great. But don't take the
chance. A woman had a hot stuff shirt, and that's actually a slot machine that I like. It was actually specifically for it. Yeah. I thought it was. I've never seen someone with a slot machine.
Was it a person?
Yeah. Maybe they just didn't even know and just thought it was cool. We actually played it when we were at Encore. Had the little devils.
Oh yeah,
you did really well on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he hit the red, this was just the red one, and then he plays a hot stuff. But anyway, I just thought it was cool.
I think maybe the game came after. I think it's for the game. I think the game characters came from like cultural thing.
I mean, in there. Oh no, but it was specific. It was the ones like drawn for like. But no, this is great.
Yeah, super great, super great. So, what do you think? Do you get, because there were subtitles? It wasn't even dubbed.
Oh,
do you think you would venture?
I still get people mention this sometimes, because I mentioned one time about subtitles, and that was for a TV series that was made specifically for Netflix, and it was an American show. So I thought it was very odd to do the whole thing in subtitles, because a lot of people watch Netflix and do other things like myself. So that's a little one. But I have no problem with subtitles.
Existing. Yeah. Well, I know you've mentioned
especially
that
if you need them.
Yeah. I know you've mentioned if you're a multitasker, it is hard to have subtitles. Yeah. So there's been times where I've wanted to watch
especially a series on net that was made for Netflix, because that kind of stuff you usually binge watch and you're usually doing something else. So usually, maybe you shouldn't do this, whatever. But if I'm watching something on Netflix, especially a series, I'm usually on my computer and have it up there, and then I'm doing some other stuff.
Stellar Steven absolutely is. It's my Tomea shirt, which I thought was very was very relevant to both of our movies, because Tomea is very much like a vampire. Preys on like lures, preys on men, like is very
I didn't know what it was.
Oh, so great. Tomea is a great story. She's super dark, and yeah, she's like actually a monster. So the one face is her. She's like this beautiful girl, but is actually really this monster, like this demon possessed thing. She's great.
Got like a third eye over here.
Well, it's her transition into this gross monster. Yeah, because she regrows, she regenerates. It's just fantastic. There's so much stuff in Asian folklore and supernatural stuff that's just so unique from European. It's just so different. I can't. So that actually leads me in to: do you think you might watch more Asian horror now?
Yeah, no. There's a lot of actually foreign horror in general. I know. I've not even really seen a lot of Hammer films.
Well,
but I'm just saying, in general, I haven't seen a lot of the French horror stuff that people like the really extreme stuff from last year. But yeah, no, that'd be interesting.
I love it. Some of it's hard to find. But yeah, definitely. There's some great lists out there of top things. There's one, I can't remember what it's called. This is black and white, really old one, but it's very creepy. Lawrence Harvey, actually, we don't talk as much anymore, but we were like pretty good buds for a while. He was super into like everything Asian, horror, music. I don't think strictly Japanese, just all kinds of stuff. So that kind of opened the door. Plus, when I was in college and I saw Ju-on, I think it was Ju-on, and it was, I think I started with the second one. There was no English, no subtitles. It still scared the shit out of me. So all these things combined. So I would love to recommend some things for you to check out. There's a lot on Tubi. Yeah, great stuff.
Hey, must have connected us, so that's cool.
Yeah, but here we are.
Yeah.
So cool. Hey, Joe, what's up? Yeah, sorry to clip out for a moment.
Yeah, we should be back, hopefully.
Yes. Yes.
Very cool. All right, so I'm going to, before we get kicked out again, actually, I'll keep that Wi-Fi on. That's pretty good. But I'm glad that this is reconnected. So in theory, it should be all there, and maybe I'll just edit out that. Anyway, I'm going to go 5 because I thought it was great. There's nothing I disliked about it, and I'd like people to check it out. Maybe we're a little. I'm trying to get the 5.
Oh.
Boom. I could just edit these in later. 5.
And a huge 5 as well. I loved it. Part of my loving it is that you loved it. I kept seeing you move a little bit, and I'm like,
I was trying to stay awake because so honestly, I was totally awake, and it's not that the movie put me to sleep, but in a theater, I get very comfortable, and sometimes I feel like I want to take a nap.
Yeah, I was like, man, is he bored? Please, no, it's so good, and it's not that ghosty. Because I know sometimes Neal doesn't like the ghosty spirit stuff. Really but this was, it's pretty, from my experience, the ones that I like, sometimes it is like straight up ghostiness. Yeah. But sometimes there's like blended, or at least there's enough of like monsters. Sometimes they'll have a monster rather than, like, this is a monster. It's not, I mean, there's a demon involved, but the Exorcist has a demon. So that's a spirit thing. Yeah.
I almost wore the hat today when it was really raining out, because we do that. Oh, by the way, Eileen Dietz messaged me this morning on the bus ride.
Yeah.
She's got a new film out and wants to come back on the show with the cast and crew. I was like, yeah, we'll work that out. So I don't know if we'll have time, before we go, but if not, we'll come back.
Yes. So
maybe we'll do it out there. She lives out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll have time.
I don't even. Yeah. We're gonna talk about this whole LA people thing. Yeah. I feel like.
I think she lives right. She lives in like an old abandoned church.
That's amazing. Can we visit her?
That would be sweet. Yeah.
We like say we'll bring you food.
Maybe. Yeah. I remember last time when I was out there and I did the shoot for the calendar.
Yes, with Emily.
Emily, yes. And we went out to eat, and it was so funny. We went out to eat at this place. It's called the Birds, I think. And I kept looking around, and it wasn't called the Birds, but something like that. And I was like, man, they must really love Hitchcock here. And then actually, I didn't know the name of the place. That's what it was. And then man, they just love Hitchcock here. It's all Hitchcock. And then I saw the name of the place with the birds and everything. Wow. So they had Hitchcock and birds everywhere.
Very cool. That's awesome.
And then the thing was, then after I posted about it, Eileen was like, "Why didn't you invite us and invite me?" Because she apparently lives right around there.
Well, you didn't know?
Yeah.
LA is like a very expansive place. Like, we're going to be in an area that is very far away from someone here. So, but yeah, we definitely need to take time to, get into LA. It is, Joe, 100%. It is going to be a cool trip. The thing is that it's going to be filming like the whole time. So it's tough because it's filming the whole time every day.
Yeah,
and
6, so then we have.
What if but we don't have a car.
Right.
So TBD. We shall see. Because I have a feeling a lot of people in LA, if they're closer to the inner city, they'll probably don't have a car. Why don't maybe everybody has a car? I don't know. In Boston, a lot of people don't have cars.
Figure out. Maybe. In my experience, the Uber is pretty inexpensive out there. So
nice.
If we're not that far away, maybe we'll work things out. We'll figure it out.
Because there's just so many people. I thought about him this morning. Ryan Harrison, is he out
there? Yeah, Ryan Harrison. Justin Bernard Ed. He just had surgery. Hope he's doing well. He had back surgery.
Wow.
That's intense. Yeah, he's a young guy. Yeah.
Wow.
I forget something with the disc in his back, but
shit. Well, I hope he's talking. It's serious stuff. Might go wrap up a little more. So what do we call this guy? Michael Rappaport, Michael St. Michael's? I never know.
I guess Michael St. Michael.
All right, Michael St. Michael's Greasy Strangler. Have to visit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. People.
So
everywhere.
we always do the top 13 movies of the year, the beginning of the year. And so the first couple times we did them, I'm like, I have to like go, I would Google a big list of movies and go through, or I'd remember movies like, oh yeah, I like this one. I'd look and like, oh yeah, that was 3 years ago. So the last few years, I actually keep a notepad.
Nice.
And I keep, every time I really like the movie, I put it in there. So eventually I probably more, and then I go whittle it down. But this one will go in there. And what I saw last night is also going in there. And it was a big surprise. It's Bathtub Shark Attack.
I think I'd be scared.
It was funny. So I interviewed Madeline Deering, who made it.
Yeah.
She had the same fear. She saw Jaws as a little kid, and she was afraid that Jaws was going to come up through the bathtub.
Yes. So she made it. She faced her fears.
The movie is amazing. I know we're here to.
In what way?
Well,
funny, action.
Well, I assumed it would be like a silly shark movie with this crazy shark in the bathtub, and I knew it wasn't CG because I saw the problem.
Oh, nice.
So it is that, but it goes into way beyond, into some really bizarre territory that I did not expect, and some really insane scenes I never expected. Lynn Lowry's in it, which is really cool. From Crazies. No.
It's not.
No.
Totally not.
No.
More realistic than the cover. That whatever the promo picture.
No, it looks like it's almost made out of poop, but it's because
what? Made out of what?
Poop, because someone had made it for a movie called Toilet Shark, and they never made that movie. And Madeline wanted to make her movie, and they had this prop, and she's like, so it all worked out.
Nice. All right, so I feel a little better.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe.
But it's got crazy gore in it, a lot of blood. Like that.
So
and there's some scenes I don't want to explain to you because they're, whoa. And it goes into territory that I did not expect at all. So it's very insane.
If I can get a screener for this as possible. I missed out last night. It was like I had intentions, and my intention went away. I fell asleep. It's like, I'm up too late. I don't know.
Yeah, I showed a half-hour shark, classic and not so classic shark trailers beforehand. It was a fun thing.
I mean, any of that. Yeah, it was best I not. What's up? Yes, we did. Did you put that?
Yeah, it's up there. We have the Barbenheimer dinner and a movie up there.
Yes.
It's up by itself and on Spotify and YouTube, so you can check that out. But spoiler, we thought it was great.
It was great. And Neal actually reverse saw the movie and was inspired to do the book. Are you all the way through that now?
No, it's 27 hours long, but I'm I don't know, many hours in, but I actually had to renew it. Because I had to return it to my library, so I don't quite understand. Anyway, I'm glad if you're out there and you like audiobooks like me, get there's an app called Libby. It's a free app, and you got to join your local library, which is good to do, and then you can check out audiobooks. You can also check out the regular books too with the PDF for it.
That's awesome. Oh, I have to do that. Sandwich has it.
Yeah, and I also joined the Boston Public Library.
Oh, nice. How? You don't live there.
I know.
I don't want to put you in timeout. Oh, Steve, no. In second, put him in timeout. Did I? All right. I guess we can put people in timeout.
Yeah. Which is good, but yeah.
I think I did to someone once, and then they just kept adding.
I don't get you in trouble or anything, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't think it would work, but I joined the Boston Public Library. And it worked.
Did it say what's your address?
Yeah.
And what'd you use?
Sandwich. I thought maybe, but I guess you have to be like somewhat local. I guess I don't know if it's
like
how
an hour radius local.
So just say my only library, and so I actually go back and forth between the two libraries because honestly, sometimes the Sandwich has stuff that the Boston one doesn't, because I think so many people are in Boston. and
Oh,
so they
yeah.
probably rent the.
Well, that's really interesting. So if it's an audiobook or something,
That's what's odd is there is still a limited number of copies.
Interesting. Very interesting.
You wouldn't think, but
So what is going on here? Hopefully we'll be able to see you guys after the next.
yeah, Last Voyage of the Meteor. Really excited. I've been wanting to see this. It's really cool because this one was this Mad Fate was really just something we saw because we're going to see Last Voyage of the Meteor, and this worked out great. And this has happened lots of times. I do recommend the AMC app because it is expensive to go see movies, and honestly, if you see, depending how you see the movie, you could pay for it one viewing, but 2 viewings in any format, really, you're going to pay for it. Thank you. So it's like $22 a month. Used to be 20, but 22 is still pretty good. And you can see up to 3 movies a week, and in any format. So you can see them in Dolby or 3D or whatever. The movies are at least like 12, I think. I think during the day they're like 16, but like early they're 12 or something. Matinee, and then like Dolby, and then like IMAX, 3D stuff. That stuff's like over $20. So it's quite a deal. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of try to go. This month I'm not because it didn't work out. But yeah, I normally come up every week and watch. Usually 3 if I can work out, at least 2.
Then you end up seeing
yeah, it's cool because then I see stuff. I'm like, I don't really want to see it, but I've got this extra thing, and so sometimes I'll see something I don't want to see, and it really stinks. And every once in a while I'll leave, or a lot of times I'll go in and like not really caring about whatever it is, and I end up really liking it. So it's a nice experience.
Very nice.
So I've seen a lot of stuff that I probably just would have never ended up seeing. Maybe some stuff I would have waited till it came on streaming, or just stuff I would have never seen otherwise.
So, sales, AMC, and
yeah, no, I love local. I love Brattle, Coolidge. We'll be going to Coolidge for Halloween.
Yes, Somerville Theater. We saw
Cannibal, the musical.
Yes, that was awesome. So, yeah, don't let AMC put all the dudes out of business. Neal, the spokesman.
I do though. That is one. I have many pet peeves, really, but one of them is when I see people all the time posting on Facebook how much I hate the theater.
How much who hates the theater?
Just people.
Oh, people hate the theater.
I'm like, go to the movie theater.
Crazy. Why not? I mean, I get that sometimes if you're in a really busy theater and people are annoying, they got their feet up on the seat. Yeah, that is annoying. But you can I mean, not everybody's got every day free, but like Sunday's not a bad day. They're usually much more quiet. Pick certain times of day to go. So if need be, or see it like a few weeks into when it started its run.
Yeah.
For me, it's just so much more. And we were talking about your school. One of our recent interviews, maybe it was Fred Vogel, about the idea of being in the theater. I'm very distractible. I'm usually very multitasking.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, so if I'm home and I'm watching something, unless I'm with someone, I'm usually preoccupied or distracted. In the theater, you're just there. It's literally in your whole field of vision, and sounds all around you. For me, it's the best.
Yeah, I don't think there's a better way to see any movie. A movie I've seen a bunch of times, a new movie. Another pet peeve, I know a lot of people. Okay, I get it. You grew up watching 80s horror movies. They're fun. And that doesn't mean you have to never stop. I'm not telling you to stop watching. But if you're just like always just like, everything sucks, only watch 80s. Like, watch something new. There's lots of cool stuff out there.
It's kind of like music.
Yeah, it's like everything. I mean, I'm guilty of that.
Yes, you is. That was me just now. All right. So, what do you think about this suggestion?
We should recreate it.
We should.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe for Halloween we can both go just like
We need to at least recreate.
Well, someone did it last.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So this year at
it's all them witches. at Coolidge. Coolidge.
Totally. Who's this fellow?
That's Anastasio Theodosiadis.
Yeah, I saw a great post on his page.
Are we sure it was his page?
It told yes. Eyes wide shut. No, I ain't going to no eyes wide shut party. Yeah,
He's gonna start
not
saying
for
we're
me.
Illuminati.
No, do it was not for Joe to the eyes wide shut party. That was for earlier about the whole kid dress up time.
I like Tazo. He's a little whoop, 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 but I like Tazo.
And he posted this great thing. It was I can't remember what talk show it was. It was a news talk show. It was a young guy, young white guy, youngish, and a young African American person. And they're just talking about politics, and she's like going on about how screwed government is, and how certain people get in. Like, there's only certain people that get in position to get voted for, because people don't realize how important it is to vote in local elections.
That's why people always say, like, oh, it's like we have these two old idiots like run. Well, if you would have voted, differently in the primaries, and
And part of that too is the funding, which she brought up. You have to have so much money. Like, you're not going to be able to get around town to town or have promotional things, and you can't just fundraise for that. Like, people have to know you enough to support you. So you're kind of like, you're basically always going to be represented by people with money. And she just like totally trashed this white guy who was just like sitting there being stupid. She's like, well, that's not true. No. And he just sounded like a fucking jackass. But anyways, so that was, I don't know what popped up on my page. It was great. It was great. I shared it. Anyways, so oh, Coolidge, Halloween. It's the witch theme this year. And I'm just imagining, like, one year they had someone who came in the what's the one with the flower queen and the guy there?
Hereditary.
Yes.
No.
The other one.
Summer.
Midsummer. So yeah. So with that counts as witch.
Interesting. Because I'll also add here he had for vampires twice actually. Not Vampire Month, and then for one year when it was vampires, he had the Descent, and he always argues that it's a vampire, which I think is interesting. But the point is, he's very loose with these rules, so it's what his interpretation of
which is fair. He's
I
putting
like
it on,
it,
and I appreciate Mark's doing all the work. Well, Mark and his people. But yeah. And it's a great movie. Anyway,
I think
so
even Rosemary's Baby, you could argue if that's a witch movie or not.
It is witches. All them.
Yeah, it's a line right from the movie.
Yeah. They are witches.
Well, I think a lot of people would say they're. But whatever, no, it's
But
great.
at that time, that was the.
Yeah, a witch isn't necessarily the old people with the big long nose and horns.
No, in that time though, there was not people talking about one Wiccan. There wasn't that. It wasn't a thing. It was in culture at the time. It was witch is Satan. Just like in Salem witch trials, witch is Satan. So for that was appropriate. Equal things.
Now we're back in those days. I said we're back in those days, but we'll go.
Well, that's a whole thing. So, yeah, I'm wondering about the costumes. There's going to be, gotta have to be a lot of costumes. You would think.
Yeah, I think most people chose Witch, with the Witch of the West, which is really cool, but I don't know if that really fits. I mean, a costume would be great. I'm saying that they would show the movie. I'm not sure that's it.
Maybe if they showed that in a second. But
I mean, I love the movie.
probably going to still get
the witches, yeah. I like witches.
But that, what is it, Hocus Pocus?
Yeah.
And I think
I'm usually the only person who doesn't like it. Yeah, they do. Everyone does. I know Trista Robinson up there. It's one of her favorites. I always felt bad. I just stayed silent when she talked about it. I don't want to.
Not for me. It's not. I won't say it's bad. It's just not for me. It's clearly good enough for like bajillions
I
of
think a lot of people from a certain generation really like
ours.
it. I'm a little younger.
Really? I think we were just weird.
Yeah, I didn't really know it was so beloved until I was on the internet.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember you must have been there. We went to go to Coolidge for a midnight showing, and it was like some uber creep film, like Driller Killer or some crazy shit like that. And there's a huge line, same as when it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This huge line went all the way down the alleyway towards the parking lot. Like, holy shit, there's so many people. Maybe it's Maniac. There's so many people here to see this
Maniac was
movie.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So,
Because there was someone out there, and I thought they were dressed as Jason. I was like, that's cool. I mean, it's the wrong movie, but whatever. And then here they were. I don't know really anything about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it's like a character with the hockey
it's
mask.
Casey Jones. Casey Jones goes after people with a hockey stick.
Trouble ahead, trouble behind. Don't you know that notion just crossed my mind?
Yeah. So it ended
What's that have
up
to do with
being
the
a
guy from
line
Teenage
for
Mutant Ninja
Hocus Pocus. And it was sad, but funny.
Yeah. They gotta sell tickets, I guess.
Yeah. We'll try to put out some more horror stuff. Although I haven't been, so.
When I talked earlier about, I like a lot of Korean horror movies. That's one of them. Train to Busan is excellent.
I've never seen it. I don't know why.
Oh,
It's not on purpose. I think I'm just so zombied out.
yeah.
So it's like every time I'm like, maybe, but it's zombie.
Yeah, it's a different take on zombies. Where it's a traditional take on zombies in a lot of ways, but it's on a train, and also where if this was an American movie, there'd be all these guns, so you could kill the zombies in the head. But it's a Korean movie, and so none of the people are there's not police on the thing. So none of the people have guns. So you have to deal with all the zombies without firearms. Which is very bizarre that they're doing an American remake, because I'm just like, it's just going to be like a regular zombie movie at that point. I don't really see what difference.
So I need to watch it.
I love it though. Then they made a sequel. I didn't like it at all. It's like it's got so much action and it's really whacked out. I don't know. It's so different than Train to Busan. I wasn't really big on it.
What was the one that we saw?
I think they made a prequel to an animated one that Troy really likes. I've not seen it.
No, it was a zombie one we saw. It was more of a. Oh, it's the one where you get bit or whatever and you turn into like a killer.
Oh, I love that. The Sadness.
Yeah, that one.
That one was weird. I love it. That was one of my favorite movies that year. But I assume the writer director was Asian, and then I had him on the show, and he was this white guy from Canada. But,
Speak no evil. Very good. So I don't even know, Joe, what that is. And Speak No Evil, I think of Gene Wilder.
Right. Yeah,
Richard Pryor. Yeah. I don't even know if it's all of that, but that's what I think of. So sorry, Joe. Joe, you're way more knowledgeable. And Neal Annabelle, to be honest.
Oh, wow, it's popping up. Last voyage of the Demeter starts soon. In a half hour.
It's plenty of time.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you were somewhere eating or whatever.
It was in my top 13 last year. That's right.
What's up?
So Joe's going to join us this week for the Addams Family filmmakers. Where the Devil Roams.
Yeah, I need to see that before. Is that a screener? Yes, I need to see it. Sure. I heard from Joe that it's amazing.
Yeah, and he's a lot meaner than us.
He
gave it 5, which is like, that would be like a 10 on our scale.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very distracted by the crime baby.
I just have to look over the poll.
So in Salem's Lot, oh my lord, if you want to hear about something different, if you heard it, if you heard the audiobook, And there's like a scene early on where there's a mom with her baby and she starts punching it.
It's been a while since I read it.
God, it's really upsetting. I don't like it. Sometimes something
I'd be
so
weird.
silly.
More weirded
a
out.
movie,
Man, I love it when they're beating down babies.
it was a Stephen King story, but it was really upsetting. And she's like trying to feed it. It's very upsetting.
It's one of my favorite King.
Oh, someone's being loud. There's some crazy dude over there screaming about babies, like yelling about babies. Some of these people.
Yeah, you never know what
Some of these people. Maybe he's a fortune teller.
could be. All right, so we're gonna head on out.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like there was something. Oh, Joe, you are really mean man. About this Thursday,
Oh yeah.
7 p.m. EST today. What day is that going to be? The 16th?
13th.
No, I think it's the 16th. Let's check it out.
I think this is the 13th. 17th. That's
Oh,
right.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 17th. 17th.
Yeah, we're gonna be interviewing Diane Franklin early in the day. That'll be recorded, and then 7 p.m. It might be 5 after start time.
Are we going to do live?
If she's up for it, if she's up for it, that would work out better. We could just go live early and then go right into. I'll ask if she's cool.
We'll see. But Adam's family, 7 p.m. ish. Just stay tuned, just like this right now. Yeah, it'll get posted. Just
it'll be live, and then you can check it out if you do miss it. But come live. You can send in questions or comments during the show.
Over the screen. Demeter.
It's the last voyage of. Yeah. So Javier Botet
Yes.
plays Dracula, and I'm excited. That's former guest on the show. He's a really cool guy. I remember getting him on the show. He was all about coming on, but it was actually 2 or 3 years before he finally got him on because he's always so busy. Hello. Tails a wagon. He was so excited. Yeah. He's all excited about seeing everything.
Very excited. She's walking nice and slow. 7 p.m. every week, except for some of the weeks this month.
Yeah, so this will be the last live show for a couple weeks, but we'll be back. We might. Yeah, we're gonna try to do some live. Right. Yeah, we'll try to do that. I'm sure we'll do it at least once or twice.
Yeah. Someone said they were sorry. I think I made a face too.
Yeah, I was just startled by it. Very loud.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Right.
Yeah. What's happening?
Right, it's child's
Yeah.
cough.
So ever since I heard about this movie, I've been excited. Last Voyage of Demeter, I like the idea. So hopefully I'm not setting myself up for disappointment.
So seeing the trailer in the theater here, it's just like, holy shit.
And I like that they've kept the trailers very brief.
Yes.
See, honestly, if you didn't know the story to begin with, maybe you wouldn't know exactly what is happening. Yeah. I like. So, and Annabelle's brought up. I don't know if he's the monstrous bat. Yeah, the whole movie or what?
Or is he sometimes
more human?
Charming human form Dracula. Maybe he's a mist at times. Maybe he's a wolf. Maybe he's bat. We don't know. It's Dracula.
Maybe he's a praying mantis. Like that really horrible 3D Dracula.
What? That really happened? Which movie was this?
It's by well, actually, great director, but it's terrible. But
Yes.
Rutger Hauer.
Oh, really? Oh. But, so. So cute. All right, so we had a cute puppy, a cute child,
Crying baby.
balanced out. Maybe it was fate. We've got a. He's like tapping on the window. These days. I think your mom is trying to get your attention.
Enjoy the next flick. Well, thank you, Joe.
So much. So we'll see you guys hopefully soon. All right. So we're out for now, and we'll see y'all soon. It's on here.
Right there.
Oh.